The prices for the Super Bowl this year are absolutely atrocious. Now I'm actually curious, what do you do for a living to be able to afford a $23,000 ticket? Let a girl know. Sit in the nosebleeds. It is going to cost you $6,000. $6,000. I've been to the Super Bowl. You will not be able to see the game from all the way up there. I mean, you might as well pay $6,000 and wear a blindfold. Most expensive one I found, $30,000. Some people pay that a year in rent. $30,000. Wouldn't it be cool if the Super Bowl was actually an affordable event where diehard fans could go? I know that's not a reality, but that would be so awesome. I'm truly curious though, who's affording these tickets?
Hola, Comatose, listen, I don't know much about the Sports Bowl Super Game that's happening on February the 8th, but what I do know is if I pay that much money to go to said sports ball game to see somebody throw a home run at the 50-point goal line, and somebody in ICE tries to detain me, tries to take me up out of there, you gonna meet Jesus on that day. Do you hear me? Jesus is upon you. I'm not going. You better wait for me outside, okay? Especially if Bad Bunny is performing, all right? I don't understand why they're there anyway. They're just trying to watch the game for free. This is all a scam.
Turning Point USA is doing their alternative halftime Super Bowl show that is made up of real Americans, aka white people. The lineup is as bland and as seasonless as a seafood boil from Oklahoma. Because what do you mean you have Kid Rock performing? Kid Rock, who looks like a meth lesbian, is performing. You guys think this is going to be better than Bad Bunny? Cut to Gabby Barrett, which is moonlighting as KKK Barbie. KKK Barbie is performing her music, which is melancholy and at best someone who should be booked for the Oklahoma State Fair. You think this is going to be better than any woman that Bad Bunny brings out? Cut to Cardi B.
Hey, I know that you made up your mind. You said it and you made it this time.
Then we have good old Brantley Gilbert, who looks like he is doing a WWE post-up right here. But the fact that he is singing lyrics like he is some country boy moonlighting as a rapper sounds like if it would be on Bluey or Kids Bop. Are you kidding me?
Give me a minute.
My thing is to announce this and to do all of this just so you can circumvent having a Puerto Rican man singing Spanish on America's biggest day of TV is insane to me. And the fact that you guys are so racist, because this whole thing is rooted in racism, and you, a church organization who is benefiting from racism, but you're not supposed to be racist. You're supposed to be a good conservative Christian America. Wow, this is gonna flop harder than Melania's documentary. I won't be tuning in. Most people won't be tuning in, but you guys are fucking losers. Every day this year so far has showed me that America has a lot of losers. A lot of losers. Turning Point USA with Kid Rock. Wow.
Hello and good evening. Listen, in today's episode of As the White Hood Turns, this is going to be my last time talking about this. I promise you. But I came across this and I could not contain myself. So I'm going to share it with you. Okay. So we know that there's going to be an alternative MAGAfest, whatever, for the Super Bowl, right? I done told y'all about this. Anyway, they've now released the lineup. So it's Kid Rock, Lee Greenwood, Dierks Brantley. Damn, I forgot the other people. Anywho, that's not what I came here to talk about. You know what I came to talk about? Why is MAGA mad at the lineup? The way I have been cackling for the last 20 minutes. So apparently, even MAGA is mad about the people that they have for this Turning Point USA. Super Bowl halftime show. Now, mind you, they did a breakdown, and I think his name is the Dirks Brantley fella. He's got like 4.2 million streams. The other people, I'm sorry, I can't remember their names, but Bad Bunny has over 82 billion streams. He has 48 million followers on Instagram, 25 plus million followers on TikTok, and even MAGA is upset at the fact that their lineup sucks. But when I tell you, I love every minute of this. Okay, this is it. I'm done. I'm not talking about AmFest, MAGAFest no more. That's it. I'm done. Anyway, I'm about to go find my little straw hat. Next time y'all see me, I'm gonna have on a hat. I'll be ready. Hello. And y'all know he just won. I'm sorry. Y'all know Bad Bunny just won Album of the Year. Right? Okay, that's it. Okay, I'm done. All right. Okay, bye.
Hi guys, absolutely. You would not believe how much Super Bowl LS tickets are costing this year. We are talking about thousands and thousands of dollars just to walk in the door. I mean, fans are calling this the most insane pricing in NFL history. And many are saying they are done with paying outrageous amount just to see the big game. In this video, I'm breaking down the exact prices, what fans are saying online, and how people really feel about paying $8,000, $12,000, even $30,000 plus for tickets, and whether the NFL has gone too far. Let's get into it, because an average ticket resale is approximately $8,000. Best tickets $4,000 plus. Midfield and premium $12,000 to $30,000. VIP and field seats $80,000 plus. Fans online, we are done. Alternatives is watch from home.
So the Trump fans are still saying they're going to boycott the Super Bowl, and now Turning Point USA has just announced their lineup for a Super Bowl halftime show. And if you're expecting it to be pathetic, you'd be absolutely right. They said the lineup for the All-American halftime show is here. Watch Kid Rock, Brantley Gilbert, Lee Brice, and Gabby Barrett this Sunday. I'm not trying to be rude here when I say this. I'm not trying to be like that. I have no idea who any of these people are except Kid Rock. I thought they were made up names. I mean, seriously, Brantley Gilbert, Lee Brice, these cannot be real people. And they're excited about this halftime show? What are they doing? So look, if the MAGA fans want to subject themselves to whatever the hell that is, I implore them to do that. That's great. Go have fun. The normal people will be watching the Super Bowl, will be watching Bad Bunny and Green Day, and all of the great artists perform while they do that.
I have some late breaking news. The MAGA boycott of the Super Bowl grows as Bad Bunny's comments didn't sit well with them. Yes, you heard me right. Whatever, how many are left, maybe 100 people in MAGA, are now boycotting the Super Bowl because of Bad Bunny's comments about ICE last night at the Grammys. Yes, it's unbelievable. This small group of people are not going to watch the Super Bowl halftime show, and they now have an alternative halftime show from Turning Point. And wait until you see who is on the list. Starting Kid Rock. Wow, total has-been. Then we have Brantley Gilbert, Lee Brice, and Gabby Barnett. Wow, big headliners. So to the 100 MAGA people that are left in MAGA, they're going to be watching this halftime show, this alternative halftime show from Turning Point. And Bad Bunny, you rock, baby. I can't wait because I've been practicing my Spanish and my moves. There. How you like that?
Holy shit. Super Bowl tickets are unfucking real. I mean, I knew I could never afford it. I knew it was out my price range. I mean, of course, it's a Super Bowl. It's going to be expensive. But 10 grand for tickets right there. Right there, 10 grand. Are you out of your goddamn mind? I mean, I'm seeing What's the lowest I've seen on this website, on the sheet? $7,000. That's the lowest ticket you can get. $7,000 right here. I mean, of course, there's the 11Ks, the 14, 23,000, 30,000. But good God, I mean, can't even get a nosebleed for like 500, 700, 1,000 maybe? Fuck.
We have some news right now. After Bad Bunny called out ICE at the Grammys last night, the MAGA boycott of the Super Bowl, which is in just less than a week, is growing fast to the point where Turning Point USA has now announced its alternative halftime show. Let's take a look at who's performing. You got Kid Rock, Brantley Gilbert, Lee Brice, and Gabby Barrett. Those are the headlines for the alternative halftime show that Turning Point USA is putting on. It's even gotten to the point where Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, put out a statement saying that he wants the Department of Defense to play a role, somehow the official government Department of Defense to play a role in this alternative halftime show that Turning Point USA is putting on. At the same time, Bad Bunny's speech last night at the Grammys has gotten hundreds of millions of views worldwide, to the point where it completely overshadowed any alternative boycott that this MAGA crowd is doing. Pretty interesting stuff happening. Let me know what you think in the comments. Spread the word. And as always, follow along, stay up to date on all the news that you need to know about. I'll have more to come soon.
Okay, so I'm just checking still. We're all still boycotting the Super Bowl, right? So last Friday, I made a video about boycotting the Super Bowl, and everybody laughed at me. By Monday, everybody was like, boycott the Super Bowl. Are you guys actually about it? Or are you guys just talking? I'm honestly curious. Because I'm still about boycotting the Super Bowl. And that means no betting on the Super Bowl, not tuning in to check the score. You can't do that. Anytime you do anything like that, that's a rating. That just encourages them to keep doing what they're doing. We all need to stand together. Can you imagine what would happen if half of 30 fan bases just didn't watch the Super Bowl? Can you imagine the effect that would have? I have no delusions that we're going to take a sporting event that generally gets over 55 million viewers down to like 5 million. That's not going to happen. But if we can drop it down to 45 million, I think that would send enough of the message to the NFL that they might actually stop fucking around. But hey, that is one man's opinion. Stay safe out there, and God bless.
Donald Trump's not going to the Super Bowl, and he's not going to the Olympic opening ceremonies. Why? He says both are too far away, and he's not a fan of Green Day, and he's really not a fan of Bad Bunny. So Donald Trump says he's not going. But new leaks out of the White House say that that's not why. Donald Trump actually wanted to go to both the Super Bowl and the Olympic opening ceremonies, but he's not going because his advisors told him he can't. He's not allowed because the optics of having crowds booing at him. See, last year during the Super Bowl, Kansas City and Philadelphia Eagles, well, Donald Trump was booed. There was some cheering, but it was a lot of booing. And overwhelmingly, Donald Trump's approval ratings are significantly lower than they were last year. So his advisors were worried about the optics of Donald Trump going to California, where he's been before, it's not too far away, and being booed overwhelmingly by a huge crowd during the Super Bowl. They're also worried about the same thing, but on an international stage. They're worried about the impact to his ego and how he would lash out if an international crowd at the Olympic opening ceremonies began booing him.
The woke forces that infiltrated the NFL are having a panic attack right now. They're finding out, to their utter horror, that this Sunday, tens of millions of Americans will be deliberately turning off the Super Bowl halftime show and tuning into something else entirely. Not because they hate football, but because the NFL just made one of their worst decisions imaginable. It's so controversial that even its own players are speaking out. And what's rising up to challenge it promises to be the biggest cultural shift we've seen in years.
I'm going to say eyes out. We're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens, we are humans, and we are Americans.
Actually, that's patently false. You're an American only if you are a citizen. Citizenship matters, right? If you're not a citizen, you're not an American. And if you are an American, ICE has no authority over you, unless you got something to do with illegal immigration. It's got nothing to do with you being human or an animal. It's got everything to do with you being legal or illegal. This isn't hard. Well, what possible grounds could you possibly have for demanding that the law not be enforced? What law are you appealing to for that? Regardless, that's Bad Bunny. He's the pop artist that the NFL commissioner, Roger Goodell, who's about as woke gets, thought would make for a good halftime show. Note for the National Football League, note that guy is going to be singing for the National Football League. Goodell thought it would be a good idea to have that punk who likes to criticize our brave men and women of immigration enforcement, whose only crime is they're actually enforcing federal law. Now, the timing for that rant couldn't have been worse for the NFL. They've got a performer who just used a national platform to attack federal law enforcement. And he's about to take the biggest stage in American sports. Fans noticed, and they're not happy. Social media exploded. Longtime viewers started asking, why on earth are we giving this platform to someone who just disrespected the men and women keeping our borders safe? But here's where this story gets interesting, because this time fans aren't just complaining. They're doing something about it. Enter Turning Point USA, who announced something unprecedented. A full-scale alternative halftime show happening simultaneously with the NFL's broadcast. They're calling it a celebration for folks who love America. And guess who's headlining?
MAGA is losing it that Latino singing superstar Bad Bunny is going to be singing at the halftime show at the Super Bowl this weekend. And I've got to show you what they're saying. It's insane. Here we've got whack job MAGA activist Jack Posobiec with this other woman, Angela, and he says, Bad Bunny is a great example of the question of what is an American that we discussed at length in 2024. He has had U.S. citizenship on paper his whole life, yet clearly defines himself as a Puerto Rican first, sings in Spanish and speaks in broken English. She writes, Puerto Ricans are American. He is a communist, though. He's not a communist, not that we know. Posobiec, on paper, American. You know what they call Americans on paper? Americans. There's no such thing as being an American on paper. You're either American or you're not American. Guys, it's so disgusting. He has an accent in English. Gosh, who else had an accent in English? Oh, Melania Trump has an accent in English. So did my grandparents, all of them who came from Greece. So did my mom, who then learned English and 50-50 by the end. Yeah, you're allowed to have an accent in English. Also, guess what? If America is going to take territories like Puerto Rico that are Latin territories, that are Spanish-speaking territories, and make them America, then they're going to speak Spanish. That's the way it works. If we had French territories, they'd speak French. But the vileness of this, the notion that, what is it? He's an American on paper. No, Hat, he's an American. But God, you gotta love that he's driving them crazy. I can't wait to see what he does on Sunday.
All right, fans, now you've seen the numbers, right? Super Bowl ticket prices are absolutely wild and fans are genuinely upset. So tell me in the comments, would you ever spend $8,000 or more on a Super Bowl ticket? Do you think the NFL has gone too far? Well, if you're planning to skip the live game and watch from home this year, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more deep vibes like this. And yeah, this is just the beginning.